Good morning. It's nice to see you, Sabine.
Hi, Colby.
Yeah, so this is pretty exciting. Today, Sabine and I have been meeting regularly in a book accountability group that we call the Punchy
Yes.
Three.
Yes.
And each of us, Sabine, myself, and a third member of our group are each writing our first books, which is a
Yes.
pretty exciting experience. And we've enjoyed so many back and forth conversations that have gone, for me, very, very deep and meaningful and personal. And the book writing process itself has been very evocative and emotionally stirring in a way that is both challenging and also um, inspirational.
It is
And
indeed.
yeah, we've had so many wonderful conversations that we thought it would be a wonderful opportunity to record and to share with
Exactly.
others parts of this journey.
Exactly. And I actually need your help again because you helped
Mm-hmm.
me before.
Yeah.
As we discussed, I was procrastinating the first 2 months, and you helped me so well in the beginning to start writing my book by asking me the $1 million question, which I actually absolutely loved. You just asked me, what would you do if your book would be worth $1 million? And obviously, for me, was yes, of course, I would write the book. And this really struck something in me, and I started writing the book. And I really, like the last 2 months were really going well. And I actually finished my first draft. And I'm now at the point, thank you. But however, I'm now at a point where I'm procrastinating again. I'm kind of like feeling something is holding me back to write it. I know we
Yeah.
talked last week a little bit about it, but I still have the feeling something is holding me back to
Yeah.
actually now do the final step of publishing.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful.
That's
Well, thank you for bringing that. That can be a very vulnerable expression to admit when we're struggling with something. It's always fun to show up and brag about, yeah, I'm rocking along and I'm doing great and productive. When procrastination strikes, when things like writer's block, when a resistance appears in us, it can be disorientating because a part of us is wanting to charge forward and maybe there's another part that is saying, whoa, whoa, slamming on the brakes. And as we touched on last week, I find it very important to recognize that even the procrastination is also a very welcome form of self love. It's easy to identify ambition and eagerness and enthusiasm as self love because we enjoy those and it's
yeah,
fun and it feels like we're getting into a state of flow and we're moving forward and being productive, which is highly valued by society.
yeah,
However, the opposite of that, procrastination, might bring labels like laziness and um, unproductive, being unproductive, and that can be a painful or even frightening place to be. And yet, something in us, in our subconscious, is bringing these states don't happen accidentally.
okay.
Um, yeah. So what I think we might want to build on, carrying on from last time, is meeting and honoring the protective part, the sacred protective part that is advocating for restraint or for moving slowly or for just putting on the brakes and protecting you, taking care of you from something, some unforeseen danger, perhaps even an existential threat to your survival, which it may sound funny to say, oh, how could writing a book be an existential threat to my survival? Well, it helps to remember that we're not necessarily talking to an adult or a highly advanced or developed part, that we are really going back into our childhood, that we are going back into, as we are writing a book, we're going back into our traumas, we're going into our some of our hidden and messier and uglier parts, which
Yeah.
I really love. I really love how you've brought your messy vulnerability more and more into the world through this book writing process and through our conversations, and it's been magical to witness. And so I wonder if you might enjoy doing an exercise similar to what we did last week and
I would
meeting
love to.
with that part again. Yeah.
I would love to. I would love to understand more about what procrastination has to do with protecting me and
Yeah.
seeing what I'm protecting as well. Not
Yeah.
going out there and
Yeah.
publishing it finally.
Yeah. 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 Because it's like you've done hard work and now it's on the brink
Yes.
of potentially launching you into new realms of interactivity and fulfillment and impact on the world. And these are things that are, can be very meaningful and enjoyable. So,
Yeah.
but we really want to. It's so important in work like interfamily systems to recognize that there are many different parts, and those different parts all have a different role to play, and they go about playing that role in very different ways.
Okay.
So um, last time we began speaking to that part of you, the protector part that is procrastinating. So I'd like you to take a moment and close your eyes. Take a moment with a few deep breaths to just ground into your center, tuning out the outside world, because so often we lose contact with our inner parts when we're so tuned into the outside world and all of its distractions. So we're really going to slow that down and bring it all closer, 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 turning our focus into the interior of our body, feeling the breath come in all the way into our heart, down into our belly. The deeper the breath, the more present we can be with ourselves. Noticing any sensations that you may have in your body, any feelings of warmth or coolness, any tightness or tension. And just noticing. No need to interpret or think about it. Just notice and bring the loving spotlight of your attention into your body, and any messages, any information it may have to offer you. And as you're softly, gently tuning into your inner frequencies, you can begin to ask the question and hold this question in your heart, and even ask it silently. You can whisper the words and ask of the part, say, hey, protective part that wants me to know something, that has some message for me of safety and protection. I'd love to sit with you and listen to you and hear what you have to say in your loving, protective way.
My my protector tells me you have gone through so much. Do you really want to open up another battlefield,
Mm.
another minefield, another new world, which will be all with a lot of input of energy for you, and maybe also with a lot of injuries or not so nice encounters.
Yeah. Yeah. So entering a new world, a new territory could bring a lot of unfamiliar experiences and perhaps even encounters and individuals who could bring harm or danger. Certainly a larger amount of unpredictability, a whole host of new experiences and individuals that this protective part hasn't vetted yet, doesn't know. Who are these people? What motives do they have? What hidden agendas? How might they take advantage of, manipulate, judge?
And it feels like as well that I'm entering a space where I'm not in control anymore, because writing the
Yeah.
book, I have everything under my control. It was my pages, my words,
Yeah.
my computer, but now publishing, it seems like what happens afterwards, it's out of my control.
Yeah, of course. And speaking to this part, what does having more control offer you? What is the benefit of having more control over your environment?
I'm the one conducting where it goes.
Mhm.
I'm the one who can again feel safe because I know the environment and I know what I'm doing, and
Yeah.
can shape my little world as I want to.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what you're doing. You know what choices to make given the environment that you're in. And if you were to change that environment, is it that you might wonder, perhaps even have no idea how to respond to whatever might arise?
Yes.
And can you sit with this for a few moments in silence and just an understanding how painful that unpredictability, how painful that loss of control, how scary it can be for this beautiful protecting part. As if you're holding a small child's hand And that small child doesn't want to go into an unfamiliar building. Doesn't want to move to a new town with new people. Wants to stay in a place that's familiar, cozy, and safe, where it knows what's around the corner. Doesn't have to worry about any long, dark hallways filled with mysterious strangers, obstacles, experiences. A sweet young child that wants to feel safe. And how do you feel as you hold her hand?
I actually feel good.
Hmm.
I actually feel good because it's a place which is known for me, a place which, it's my nest, it's my home, it's familiar, as the word says. So I feel safe, secure, and good.
Yeah, those things really matter to you too. Am I hearing some gratitude for this part?
Definitely.
Yeah. Recognizing how much this part loves you, takes care of you, and invites you into a cozy, familiar setting that you value. You enjoy that safety, that security blanket this part offers you.
Yes.
Yeah. And can you express that gratitude to this part that has stood watch over you for decades through so many challenging times and experiences of life? This part may have even prevented you from running wild and willy-nilly into some unknown situation that could have presented grave danger.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Yeah.
There's behind this voice my mother as well,
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
and her love to protect me.
Yeah. Yeah. She wanted you to be safe. She cared so much about your safety that she maybe put herself on guard, watching over you, urging caution at times, perhaps, guiding you with the wisdom and awareness that she gained through her own life. Mm. And how do you feel when you think about and look at your mother protecting you from the unknown, unfamiliar, scary world?
Her love for protection has hindered me in a lot of way, which I had to break out from and break free.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I have the feeling this protection and this love right now comes back with the book,
Mm.
protecting me from the outer world, from the unknown. I overcame it so many times
Yeah.
in other situations, and I feel like it's coming back right now, writing the book.
Yeah. Yeah. So am I hearing an expression of other needs for growth and expansion and new experiences?
Yes.
And yeah. And even an awareness like, hey, at times it's been painful for other parts of you when this voice of protection has spoken up loudly and tried to close doors to protect you, acknowledging the love in that, and at the same time, sharing the experience of pain that has sometimes come along with that.
Mm. Yes.
Yeah. And really connecting with that pain, again, as if it's a 3-year-old, a 5-year-old child who fell on the playground and skinned their knee. The compassion, the empathy that you have. And it's not making anything or anyone wrong. It's just acknowledging, hey, I see that hurts. I see the pain.
Mm.
You can even hold the hands of both the children, the child expressing pain, like, hey, I want to run free. I want to be free to express myself and learn and share this beautiful book with the world, while holding hands at the same time with this part that says, oh, but if you go out in the world, what will happen? How do we stay safe in that scary, big world out there? And can we just hold the hands of both of those sweet young children that have very important messages?
The picture comes up that they're tearing me apart,
Yeah.
pulling me to
Yeah.
both sides.
Yeah. Yeah. And how does that feel for you in the middle?
Torn apart,
Mm.
not knowing where to go. However, it feels like the side of the adventure has more power
Yeah.
and shifts me more to this side.
Yeah. What about your power? Who are you and how do you relate to these two parts, these two sweet children who are giving you their advice or telling you what they want?
What comes up to my mind right now is I was never fair to the other part,
Mm.
and acknowledging that protection is self-love in form of
Yeah.
procrastination has been there. I almost ignored that part
Mm.
completely.
Yeah. Yeah. Even at times like rejected it or tried to ignore it and abandon or deny it.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And what does a young child sometimes do when a parent ignores or neglects them?
It just leaves it as well, packs it away, and
Yeah.
goes forward
Yeah.
in
So
the other
kind of stuffs it.
direction.
Yeah. Like, stuffs it down or suppresses it.
Mm, mm,
And if something gets stuffed down and suppressed for a period of time, what can also sometimes happen?
it builds up,
Yeah.
and it will come up eventually in other situations as
Yeah.
a sickness.
Sure.
If we don't solve it, it will just become bigger, bigger, bigger in other
Yeah.
situations with other people or in other situations.
Yeah. Like when that part finally gets a moment to assert its influence,
Mm,
it might speak up rather loudly.
yeah.
Yeah. Mm. So as we notice that this protective part is choosing certain particular moments to really speak up and to express its strong feelings,
Yes.
can we take a moment to turn towards that part and acknowledge its pain and say, hey, I really see how I've pushed you away or tried to ignore your messages and turned away from you, not listening when you had something important to say. I can really see how that's been painful and challenging at times. When all you were trying to do was love and protect me.
It's not that easy.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
It comes up to say thank you
Hmm.
and showing my love,
Mm.
and at the same time, I'm letting it go.
Mm. What else is there? What else are you feeling? What else are you noticing?
It's funny, what comes up is I letting it go into the water. I don't know
Mm.
what the water has to do with it, but I'm kind of like pushing this being, this thought into the water and letting it float and go.
Mm.
But not pushing negatively, more gently, softly, with love.
Yeah. Yeah, really honoring its presence, letting it float freely.
Mm-hmm.
almost as if floating is effortless, taking a rest, relaxing.
Yeah, that's a good analogy for it. That's maybe why the water come up. Let it flow. Let it be with you, floating.
Yeah. And sometimes emotion, which I like identifying emotion as energy in motion. That an energy that's in motion wants to stay in motion. It wants to flow. It doesn't want to get
Yeah.
stuck.
Wow. That's why the water, emotion, it needs to be in motion.
Hmm.
Wow. And now it comes up because there's a long silence. I feel like I have to run to do the next thing. Let's do it. Let's go to the next adventure.
Yeah. So some more freedom, some more spaciousness to jump into a new adventure. A greater willingness is maybe even a greater sense of ease and peace.
Yeah. Another energy, I would say. Maybe this, what we just did, it feels like the stuckness of, or the procrastination being stuck. I just released it in the water and it's floating, and now I'm free to go to the next, to the new, to the adventure. It's a nice feeling. It's kind of like, yeah, more freedom, more ease, more flow.
Yeah. Yeah. Almost like this protective part, having had its important message heard, is now saying, okay, great. My job is done. Let's
Yes.
see where this goes. Maybe
I
even
like,
relax itself into trusting.
yeah, I like that. I like that thought, because the protective part for me in my picture was always more angry,
Yeah.
more in frustration.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was seeing it more as a protector, pleaser, and now being relaxed and let it go because it has done its job.
Yeah.
It's actually a nice thought to replace to.
Yeah. Like you've replaced a picture of resistance and struggle with one of agreement and alignment.
Exactly. And also what I like, acknowledgement, because
Mhm.
before what I would have done is pushing it aside,
Yeah.
putting it away, where so I don't have to deal with it, don't have to see it. And
Mm.
now it's rather embracing it, acknowledging it, and taking it on in the team.
Mm.
Mm.
Mm. Can you think of other times when this part has shown up in your life and, as you said, you've kind of tried to push it aside and squeeze it out of the picture and shut those thoughts out of your mind?
Mm.
Can you go
Many.
back to, yeah, can you go back to some of those? Just picture them for a moment and look and see if you can see or feel this part, this protective part, and bring an extra light of awareness to how that part felt in those moments when other parts of you, the rest of you, was charging ahead or moving off in a different direction. And just notice. Maybe send some love to that part and say, hey, I didn't really see you then, but I see you now. And I'm grateful you were there with me and for me. And I'm sorry that I didn't express that gratitude at that time.
It's interesting what's happening to me right now, and I would like to express it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel like kind of like lighter in my body, and when you said, parts of your body, it feels like that knots are unfolding.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that cleaning up some hidden spaces, getting the spider webs away to see clearly. It's interesting. It's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, dedicating presence for those parts. I'm really struggling because I want to run away. Like giving it space
Mm-hmm.
to show my gratitude and being there and giving it this part, which I always run away from, giving
Mm-hmm.
it the dedication and time, it's hard.
Yeah.
But it's there. It's there clearly, because right now with my book, it was there again, very, very strong,
Yeah.
holding me back from the new, the unknown.
Mm. I'm curious if this protective part, if it feels more heard and seen and appreciated in this moment.
It definitely is more seen, I would say. It's more seen for sure right now in the situation with the book.
Mm-hmm.
I think in other situations, it's still angry
Yeah.
and
Yeah. That's
feels
okay. That's okay.
and feels neglected.
Yeah. Yeah. Does it have an awareness that you yourself are aware of that now and recognizing that?
Yes,
Yeah.
I would also say that this is the biggest revelation for me in this session, is actually that procrastination means self-love,
Mm.
that there's something protecting me, wanting to protect me from harm.
Yeah.
And this has to be seen and cherished and
Yeah.
acknowledged and cared
Yeah.
for as well.
Mm.
And only by doing so, you can actually move forward.
Yeah.
If I push it away, it will come out stronger, and that's probably what is happening right now with me. I pushed it away the last 2 weeks all the time, and it just came stronger and stronger.
Yeah.
And I just hurt
Mm.
and didn't work on it.
Yeah. And as you mentioned that, can you also hold your attention there and really focus the spotlight of attention now on the parts that feel pain in the presence of the procrastination and the resistance,
Mm.
to give those parts awareness and empathy as well.
Yeah, when you said parts, I was thinking of body parts, and
Mm-hmm.
honestly, it's my shoulders. I feel my shoulders. Like there's a lot of heaviness on my shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just trying to ease it with my thoughts right now.
Yeah. What if you take a big deep breath in all the way down deep into your belly? Fill your lungs and belly up as far as you can with as much air as you can, and just hold that for a few seconds. And then as you exhale, feel that air carrying tension out of your body and out into the world around you, where it just spreads out and dissipates, dissolves into the atmosphere. Take a couple more deep breaths. Let the oxygen coming in pull that tension out of your muscles, out of your shoulders, out of different places in your body, and transmute it into love. And then release and let go of that which doesn't belong in your body. Just let it go. Let it be.
Yes, it feels lighter actually. I feel better.
Mm. Mm. I have an idea of an exercise to consider for this day.
Okay.
Imagine at different times during this day, imagine as you're in between the tasks of the day, and you take a moment here and there to hold the two hands, one hand being the protector, one hand being the enthusiastic, excited trier of new things and wants to run and play. And without trying to change anything, just notice and just feel. Even feel into the tension that's there and let it be. Let one want one thing and the other want something different. And see the beauty in both of them at the same time, as you would two children who might have had an argument with each other. Just sit with them and hold their hands, or take a walk, gaze at their faces, lovingly welcome whatever is alive for them, whatever they express, however they express it, with no judgment. Not taking it in, but letting it be there in the space between you. And at the same time, reminding yourself that while you care about and listen to what these children have to say and how they feel, you also remind yourself of how strong and capable you are as an adult. An adult that doesn't have to ignore what the children are saying. And at the same time, an adult that also gets to make its own choices.
I like the picture of the hands going hand in hand with both the old familiar and the new unknown, and seeing them something apart from me, and that I can do my own decision.
Mm-hmm.
with them in my
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah. And even finding ways to meet both of their needs in creative, flexible ways, maybe one at one moment, one at another. Not forcing anything, allowing your awareness of their needs and their love to be your guide.
Mm.
And trusting that your love and care is what they really long for and what they really need. And that they too can trust you
Mm.
to make choices and decisions that include their needs.
Mm. Thank you so much for this journey.
Yeah, that was a journey, wasn't it? Wow.
Yes, yes. Oh, oh. Oh, it was hard for me to stay.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to, because we don't do that normally, to
Mhm.
sit down and stay with our thoughts and help ourselves to untangle. And I saw myself wanting to go
Mhm.
away and not deal with
Yeah.
it very
Mhm.
often. And you took a lot of pauses and time. And I really had to kind of like force myself back in. It's
Yeah.
like, no, stay with you. Stay with your children.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So yes, thank you so much. It was a really interesting revelation, and I would even say not only for writing the book. I mean, I'm dealing with change management all the time with different
Mhm.
clients, and this gave me such a powerful new perspectives of empathy for a lot of people who don't want to go through a certain change within their
Yeah.
company,
Yeah.
and now seeing and honoring their protector probably makes it for me easier to understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much. That was
Yay.
powerful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's an honor.